schools when it exists in most private schools in America?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's been removed. I know that the art teacher's been pushing it a lot. There's been a more effort or focus in art education, especially with some of the choice programs, such schools like BOP are being so successful. People are starting to realize when students are doing things that they're passionate about, such as the arts or other programs, kids are going to stay in school, they're going to focus more in education. So I think a lot of people, there's a lot of pressure on BOP because of the success and how well the students are doing, but a lot of that is because the kids want to be in school. They're doing something they're enjoying doing. It's not just arts, but band, communication, theater, and now I know that they're opening more schools similar to BOP in Boynton Beach High School eventually. There's going to be another school eventually opening up somewhere, maybe Congress Middle, that may have an audition program. And I see the competitiveness with kids trying to get into BOP. And I'm just talking about BOP because that's where I work, and so I can talk a little bit more about that. But I do know that art teachers are pushing it. I do know more private schools opening up, and we got to be careful with that because when that do happen, like Chicago, there's no such thing as public schools in Chicago anymore because a lot of the private schools have taken over charter schools. And when that happens, wow. You know, I have nothing against charter private schools, but they make the determination based on finance, and if they want to get rid of something, they can easily do that without any question. So that's the fear of, you know, the private schools or charter schools. So I'm a strong advocate of the arts, very passionate about the arts. It's a tough question.
Well, there's a part B to that question.
That's a tough question.
I'm going to ask the part B.
Woo!
Part B is harder.
Yeah.
Well, and remember, these are questions.
That's a tough one.
These are questions. I didn't make these up.
I would say that.
Well, wait.
Go ahead. Okay.
Part B is, and I know you work at Fox, so please don't take this.
No problem.
There
Trust me, I take
are
nothing personal.
There are those that believe that within a public school district, schools like Bach, which have an audition process, are really glorified private schools that are being funded by taxpayer dollars.
What about the private schools? I'm sorry, say that.
That the audition process schools like Bach, there are those who believe that they are really glorified private schools funded with taxpayer dollars.
Of course. I hear that. If we could take politics out of education, their parents would leave things alone, it wouldn't be a problem. If they'll let me do my job, or the people in the system, Bob was established to take those kids that have talent and take it to the next level. We told the district, and I've been telling them for years, in order to relieve the amount of pressure that I have to deal with every day, if they were open similar schools like Bob, it wouldn't be an issue. You know, when you got 3,000 some students applying for 400 some positions, you're going to have those issues. I've been sued, I've been threatened, the civil rights. Tallahassee, you know, you would think that I'm a criminal or money is coming out of my pocket. I'm poor little old Glaze. As far as African American students coming to Bach, of course, you know, I go to a lot of the elementary school, try to get more African American students into it. It's more of a social thing. You know, Bach doesn't have a great basketball team or a marching band. You know, things are changing. You know, so when I go to the schools and say, come to Bach, we do have a sports program. You know, or, you know, I'm not saying that it's not hard to qualify for Bach, but you have to prepare. If you wait a day before the audition and you know, and a lot of people don't read, that's the issue. Read the information. It is a one-shot deal. I'm not saying that it's not a perfect system, but it is a great system. But if a lot of people read and prepare, it's not hard to get in or to qualify for Bach. It's not. Now, as far as the funds, you do not have to go out there and spend thousands of dollars to get, you know, art lessons. And some kids who've had all kind of trainings for some of the most wealthiest or private people out there do not qualify for the program. I say it goes both ways. You know, I hear black parents say, oh, you discriminate against my kid. I hear white parents say, you discriminate against my kid. So it doesn't bother me anymore because I know it's about the kids. I can care less what adults think. So, but I know it's, you know, it's a great school. And once the district, it's a financial thing, it's funding. You cannot afford to do a school like Bach on a regular school budget. You know, we're grateful that, you know, you have people out there who never had children that have donated, like Dora Bach, millions of dollars to the school, and on that, we are able to do things out there beyond, you know, the regular budget. But it takes money, and if the state or Tallahassee or people are not willing to fund those type of programs, then it's going to be hard. But we're very fortunate in Palm Beach County to have a choice program. Whether it's IB for Suncoast. Suncoast is more discriminative than Bach. Because you have to have, I see kids with 4.0s do not get into Suncoast. We do not look at grades. A lot of people assume that because of the high test scores, we're scoring in the top 5 in the state of Florida. But that's because the kids want to be there. They're passionate about the arts. And not every kid that go into Bach will become artists, but it's great to have a program like that. And I hope that the politics stay out of it, that these people don't end up destroying a great program. It's not for everyone. You know, and if I could open it up to every student, I would. Build me another school next to it out. Bring in 500 more kids. You know, so it takes money. And you know, people realizing when kids, again, are doing something such as the arts or rather as band or whatever, kids going to stay in school. And that's the key.
There's the appearance that we don't get the support as artists from the Black community that we would like to get as far as people purchasing our art. So how can we change that? And the other half of the question, so you can answer it any way you like, is we've all seen a fabulous exhibit here. How do we individually, and then I'm going to ask these people to answer, but I'd like you all to think about it as well. How do we individually take this message out to the community at large? So this isn't the last time, this is the first time we've seen a show like this. We don't want it to be the last time. So the two questions are, how do we grow this into the community and get them aware of it, or slash, how do we grow our customer base in the Black community?
5 minutes, under 5 minutes.
I say we support each other. If you see art, regardless if it's African American art, support each other, buy it, tell it, talk about it, tell it to your friends. If we support each other, it's kind of like this, you know, I have a Facebook page and you want people to like your stuff, well, you have to like their stuff. That's how it works. It's reciprocal. You know, I just had this conversation with James. Art is a two-way street. You see it and it sees you. It's a communication, it's a connection that you have. If you're a musician, if you paint, I look at it like this. It's empty space. There is nothing happens until you put it there. It's a channel from God. It comes right through you and it allows you to put that there. That energy, that passion, that love, that joy, that connection, you put it there, it comes right through. So when you put it out there, it's a living thing. It sees. Talk to people about
I pay my own stuff to put in my own house, so that's a good thing. You know, I'm sorry. That's that. It's a fear for me, you know, like taking that money and spending it. And I see people going to Target, especially, you know, among like, yeah, I guess most people, but you go buy something at Target, spend $107, you know, and you never gonna get any value out of that piece of print, and that it's not worth anything. So you got to look at it like that. Are you willing to take? You know, you got to take a chance to buy something that may have value down the line. And you know, I kind of learned that as I got older. I would tell you, Goodwill has become my best friend because I mean, I'm someone that's into, like you said, old stuff that have value like wood. You can't, it's hard to find good wood furniture anymore these days. You go out there and spend $3,000 for formica, and that time little to weight drop fall on it, it kind of tears apart. Or you go to Goodwill, you can find some good old furniture. So it's the same thing, like, you just gotta be willing, like you invest $1,000 in that Mercedes and that, you know, that special car, you know, invest in something that you can pass on to your children or your grandchildren, you know. And I think it's just a mindset that we need to change. And the only way I've been able to do is by trading off with other artists, like, but you like my piece, hey, not like that. So, you know, but there's a couple of pieces, there's one little piece back there, must be a pastel piece that I like, it's the colors, you know, I just call it my name, I think it's worth $800, you know. For a brother that's in the education field, that's, you know, that's a good penny, you know. I'm willing to negotiate, put it on layaway, pay a little bit, you know. Hey, you gotta do artists willing to work with you. So, you know, and I've given away a lot of free pieces just to make my friends happy or just to get the artwork out there, you know. But yeah, it would be great if people willing to. And like he said, I think my first piece of painting that I sold for 1,000 people was a couple that lived in the IBIS in there on movies, clothes, whatever, Cadillac. We kept Cadillac from going bankrupt in the days, you know, so a lot of people don't know that I know my dad bought a Cadillac back in the day, so we have the money, it's just a matter of changing the mindset.
A couple of years ago, I think it was Palm Beach County commissioners were thinking about taking away money from schools for the art programs, and I took a group of kids to the commissioners meeting, and I decided that I was going to have them sit and do art in front of the commissioners so that they could have a visual of what they're taking away. And the kids loved it. They had such a great time. And the next day, one of the little girls came up to me and said, "My mom does not think that art has any value. There's no value, there's no sense, and it's just something pretty." And so what I said to her was, "Look at your glasses. What is that? Look at your clothes. What is that? Art is everything. And you go out and your gold teeth and all these things that you spend money on, but you have to look at the history." We just talked about Pollock. His artwork, as a matter of fact, he would give it to the bartender and he would trade it off for a drink. Now, how much is his artwork worth now? And so I think that as we invest in art, that's how we have to consider. Yes, it may be $3,000, $4,000, but if that artist makes it, it could be worth, I think that Van Gogh, what was his sunflower, what did that go for in auction? And how do you know that that artwork at some future time will not be a future Van Gogh or a future Monet or Savage? So I think that's the way that you need to look at art. She said to her mommy, "Mommy, these people and these pictures look like us." And all of us started to cry. And we said, you know what? We can't find the funding, we can't find the money, but this is a labor of love. God is love, and by some way or other, with spirituality, with hope, we are going to make this happen. We're going to make this process.
Don't underestimate the power of the World Wide Web. We can reach people all over the world. I have clients in Luxembourg. I don't know how they found me, but they bought my stuff. You know, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. If you want to see this happen somewhere else, post, and make sure you tag Trina and Anthony.
Black Art in America, 180 countries are joined. We have institutions that have joined. I hate to butt in, but we have 3 Facebook networks, including African Heritage Network, the UBAS of Black Art in America, and we're getting 1 million eyeballs on that.
Who is we?
BlackArtInAmerica.com
Okay.
and 3 Facebook pages that we have going. But it's free to join BlackArtInAmerica.com, so just go check it out.
Always said that as soon as they arrived, it is the biggest exhibition and most attended that the Armory has ever had.